Once you start installing the app from the Shopify App Store, ReturnSense, you'll get to this window. It'll show you the accesses from your store that the app needs to be able to work. So you can see here it requires customer data, owner information, and store data. Then you click install, and as you can see, it installs in less than a minute with no code at all. First, you get to the first page, which is the dashboard. This is your central hub. Everything is here. All your return requests, what your customers submit for return requests will be here. And all these links right here are linked to each of all the pages here, but we can go through the dashboard real quick. You can set the range of your returns from 7 days, 30 days, 60 days to view it. So we'll set it to the last 30 days for now, as this is just a demo store. As you scroll down, you see a summary here of gross sales you've made in the store. But after we set it to the last 30 days, we need to sync now. And once it's synced, it should say succeeded and last synced. And then the data will show up. So then the summary will show gross sales, that all the sales that you've made, and then it'll show you the refund amount, and then it'll show you the net sales after refunds and your refund rate week over week. This is over here is the gross sales over the weeks. So it'll tell you like this is a summary, and then this is week over week summary. So it'll tell you the refund rate after week, and then down here there's the red flag alerts, which are items that have been returned consistently and often. Then here you get trends, and tells you which items you have. As you can see, the products in my store or in my demo store are just the zip up hoodie, sneakers, and a t-shirt. Now returning back to ReturnSense and going here, not only does it tell you the item, it tells you the variant too, and the rate of return. So it says 100% right now because one was sold and one was returned. And again here the item plus the variant and then the rate. And then as you go down, it shows top refunded products to tell you which products are being refunded the most, and the refund amount and the rate, and how this table as the quantity of how many were refunded. And then this is the top refunded variants. So for the running shoes, size 10 was returned the most. For the hoodie, large was returning the most. For the t-shirt, extra large, and so on and so forth, depending on what store you're running. We can scroll up to the top. We can go to the return section, which is also very important. So here, once you sync, it'll sync all your orders into the return that were refunded, and then it'll say pending from the customer. What you can do is you can say, for instance, this short sleeve t-shirt extra large was returned. You can click review request, and it says pending review still, refund, the day it was submitted, and it gives you the order item, the customer information, and the reason the customer wants they changed their mind, no longer needed this item. The good thing about the app is you can either approve the return if you want to, or you can send them a counter offer. So you can write a message saying, I will discount the product 20% and send counteroffer. And you can see the counteroffer is sent as an email, and if the um, customer approves it in his email, it gets discounted 20%, and the app will handle the logistics in returning the 20% to their payment method. So you can go back to returns, and then you can say, let's go back to review request. Say you want to reject it because it's not within your limits. So you can set monitoring. So you can set thresholds, product refund threshold. So the threshold is when a product crosses this refund amount in the current week, and it'll enable an alert. So say it crosses $100, it'll send you an alert that's saying that there's a product, like your product refund, all your like total product refunds have crossed over $100. So there seems to be a problem with some sort of product. Up here, you would put your email or whoever's email you want to send the weekly report to. Say store owner at shopify.com, and then you scroll down. It shows you the weekly email preview. This is the preview of your returns, biggest movers, red flag alerts, and then the metrics. And then you set send digest now, and then you can go to intelligence. Intelligence is pretty important as well too, because it kind of like breaks down all your uh, critical refunded items. Refund loss concentrated in a small set of variants. The top 3 variants drive 85% of refund dollars in this window. Inspect top variant. So you can inspect top variant. Once you click inspect top variant, you can see it goes classic running sneakers, or whichever item is in your uh, um, uh, top returned. And then it goes and gives you a preview of the 30-day trend, the risks and insights. It'll medium risk 70% relative to store average, and then refund is above store baseline. It contributes meaningful refunds, and so on and so forth. So it gives you all these detailed insights into why this is being returned so much. So stores, you can link in the solo plan. You can only have one store, but here you can link 4 stores, and you can see across each store in the benchmark. In the benchmarks here, and once you link all 4 stores, you can see down here, compare all 4 stores together to see the returns and which items are being returned in each store, and how each store is doing compared to what's going on, which store has the most returns compared to the other stores, and maybe that'll help. And that helps to analyze like what you're doing wrong in one store compared to other stores if you have multiple stores. In settings, this is where you can set your return policy settings. So for a customer to be able to return an item, you can um, put a window, 30 days, whatever, 60 days. Um, and then you can give them reasons. You can check mark if it's too small. That's not a valid reason. The customer can return the item. But if you want it, that's fine. Too large, so on and so forth. And then you can also enable exchanges or disable exchanges and just allow it to be returned. But enabling exchanges is where the real value comes in. So you can save the return and instead of losing the return. Um, Auto approval for rules. If you enable this, this auto approves the return instead of you having to manually approve it through the return section. And that's pretty much the whole entire store. You can save a lot of money by allowing ReturnSense to help you save on all the items that are being returned. If your store has consistently returned items and trying to save them into profit rather than losing the return.